Hey everyone, what's up? I am going to be streaming for the next couple of hours on WorkLouder's account using their keyboard and their micro. My name is Kirk Wallace, and I'm an illustrator and designer here, up here in Maine, in the United States. And I actually worked with WorkLouder on their little character. That was how I came to be introduced to the company. And I've been working with them for a while and been a huge fan of all their stuff for years now. And so yeah, I'll hide my face soon and go to my screen, and I'm just going to be drawing silly, fun things. If you guys have questions about illustration, work, design, obviously the WorkLouder stuff, keyboards, all of that, workflow process, all that, please hit me with questions and say hi and keep me company for the next couple of hours while I stream here. Dave is there. Matthew, how's it going? Roland, what the fuck is this? It is a live stream. Welcome to it. Samuel, you love the product. You want a keyboard. Oh boy, do I hear you there. Dave, the character is my creation. Yeah, it's mine and Mike's and Mattia's together. I can talk a little bit more about it. I can even pull up the file and show you if you're curious. Declan, what's up? Welcome. I'll repeat myself a million times for a few minutes while we get kind of started, but in the meantime, I'll be doodling here. I'm working on WorkLouder's Nomad keyboard here, and then their Creator Micro, the V1. Their V2 is coming out relatively soon, and I'm working on a Wacom Move Ink down here where I'll be drawing. Tonight, I'm just going to draw, I had this, I already lost it. I had this salsa that I was staring at, and I thought it looked cool, and so I decided I'm just gonna draw a bunch of different cans of tomatoes and tomato soup and stuff like that. Just doodling, really chill. Not sure if everybody can hear the music in the background, but hopefully this will be a chill stream where we just kind of relax and draw, answer questions about tech stuff. Dave, has the character got any family? There's a bunch of different designs that we did with this whole world in mind, and I think we want to keep continuing the lore of the character. What Dave's talking about is the Kibogachi character that we have here. See if I can get her to focus, but she's got a whole story and background and everything. And for those who haven't seen, when you hold shift, she crouches down. When you go caps lock, she screams, and as you type faster, she runs. But yeah, there's a bunch of different designs of the character. We have a sun version, all these different emotions and emojis that we were thinking about doing and stuff, and I'm not totally sure when and if we'll get to them, but there's definitely more planned, and I definitely have a ton more in my head for the character, Dave. Ibrahim, hi. Dave, I'll pull up that file just so that we can see some of the character as well. I'm gonna switch my screen just because you guys don't be staring at my face necessarily. So I'm sharing my screen up top, and then what you're seeing on this is what I see. Let's see if I can find the file for the character. None of this is to be promised that this would ever come to be, but this was some of the stuff, Dave, that we did early on with these different ideas for emotions and stuff like that. Good morning and meditation and all this stuff. Again, I'm not leaking any features to come or anything. These were just ideas that I had early on when we were doing it. And yeah, character went through a bunch of different iterations like this. Let me pull the chat back up so I can see what you guys are saying. iPad Pro down here is a Wacom Move Ink. Very thin, wildly thin. And then it's just a Thunderbolt cable going into my MacBook, and it displays the output there. And yeah, this was an additional idea of the character. We really like this idea of the 8-bit sort of stuff, and we kind of, there's a ton of exploration that happened. I'm not even sure if this is really the best file for it, but yeah, we started with just all sorts of weird little worm ideas and stuff like that. and really was like trying to experiment and explore all of the Unicode and ASCII art that we had. Like, I think this was something that Mattia did really early on. I might have one more file I can pull up too that has some stuff. Let's see. This might be more of the same. Yeah, it was like, you know, inspired by all of these that we would send as kids, right? If you're as old as I am. And let's see. Yeah, it was like the character went nuclear and got like super upset and exploded. Sad, grumpy, happy, sunshine. We had this cool effect that we put on it in Illustrator that would like let this sort of like natural dithering happen. It's all in Adobe Illustrator. Yeah, the Nokia vibes, exactly. For anyone watching, anyone that has questions, feel free to ask, whether it be about illustration, design, keyboards, the Micro here, or the Nomad here, or any other products that WorkLouder has. I don't work for WorkLouder, I just hang out with them often. I'm a fan, and so I'll be streaming for a little while now. And I'm going to be doodling some tomato soup stuff just for fun. I'm probably not going to take requests, but I'd be curious if you had suggestions for what I'm drawing. But I don't want to just like draw your dog per se. Not on this stream, but I might do a request stream soon where I'm drawing stuff. But I'm sketching in Photoshop for now. So I have different profiles for, I can basically change along the QWERTY lines here. If I hold down this key, I can switch between these different profiles, and I've got a Photoshop one where the different buttons do different things, like undo and redo, and brush size over here. I've got a little knob, which will be a little tricky to see, but this knob, oh man, here I have the brush size up and down, and then I have undo redo on this one. And then I forget what this one is right now. I'm still like constantly playing with the setup and the configuration and never fully like satisfied with it. And I'm always like changing it and tinkering like any nerd would. Keyboard brands, Denzel, it is WorkLouder. It is the brand of the account that we are streaming from, called WorkLouder. WorkLouder. I would think you've heard of them, because hopefully you're following. If anybody makes any orders or anything tonight, or have ordered recently and your order hasn't shipped yet, you can drop your order number in the chat, and we will do our best to try to get a little gift surprise out to you, as it says in the yellow text. Once again, what I do is mostly graphic design and illustration, so I use the keyboards for that. Dave, easy enough to change stuff in input. It just got easier too. They just released an update to the input. So input is the software that is used to make changes to the keyboard. I can pull that up too. And so it's as simple as just like basically clicking a button and then choosing what you want it to do. And you can have it do, you know, you can switch the keys up however you want, but you can also have like multi-touch keys. So like I use tilde a lot, and I don't use caps lock a lot, but sometimes I want to. So if I hold down this key, it'll switch to caps lock, but if I tap it once, it uses tilde. And so you can do all sorts of fun things like this. Like I have a media key where if I double tap, it's like an iPhone, or like, you know, if you double tap, it skips track. If you click and hold, it reverses track. If you hold it down, it plays and pauses. So you can do all sorts of crazy customization through input. And now you can have it be wireless. They just made a big update today that was really nice. And so now you can configure it wirelessly as well. What are we listening to? We're listening to Lena Raine, which I know that she did like the Minecraft soundtrack and some other like cool soundtracks. I basically just have like her running in the background right now. I'm curious what this like. I guess this is just like a song of hers. But she did I found her through the Celeste soundtrack, which is a really cool little game. And then later realized that she did all the Minecraft stuff, which I don't play Minecraft ever, but the soundtracks are really nice for like working in the background. And so lately I've been listening to a lot of just like that sort of stuff, like kind of 8-bit, kind of lo-fi, kind of chiptune-y. The Minecraft soundtrack was 100% for parents. I guess so. Like I really know like so little about Minecraft, and like the soundtrack is like really, really, really enjoyable for me. Does the coil cable come with the keyboard? The one Danny, no, it does not. This is from Mech Cables, MECHABLES. But they do come with a nice like braided cable that comes with the keyboard. And I think they're going to be doing even more different cables for another new keyboard that they're coming out with soon, called the Knob One. So it comes with a nice cable, but then I upgraded this like silly, goofy, extra one, which I love, but it's totally not necessary. Is there a horizontal version of the stream? Purvic. No, there is not. I think eventually we're going to try to figure out a way to be able to do both at the same time, or at the very least kind of make decisions on when we want to be doing vertical versus horizontal. Right now, Instagram Live is like so much the commonplace for Work Louder that we decided to start there. But we do want to try to get into like wide streams, and I personally do as well, just for my illustration stuff. So I feel like content has really gotten like split and divided between like horizontal and vertical stuff lately so much. Of like filmmakers like Dave in the chat is like, I'm sure constantly battling like, I have this like perfect like vertical setup, and then if I ever want to go wide, like I gotta redo it. I don't know, it's such a pain. All right, so I'm gonna just be drawing these goofy little tomato cans, and I'll bring them into Illustrator in a little bit. I set up some new keyboard shortcuts with the micro over here too in Illustrator that I'm excited to kind of try out. And a lot of them were inspired by you, Dave, when you were doing your stream with all the video editing stuff. It made me realize like I can keep it a little bit simpler and more toward like shortcuts rather than like I was trying to like fit an entire keyboard into this little machine, and I realized that wasn't quite it. Now I'm like using like my lesser used shortcuts, but like the annoying ones that are like a claw fist of like 7 different buttons that I don't want to always have to find or like go in through a menu, and I put it all in here. So it's been quite a cool change. Filming wide and proud. Yeah, I feel like I want to switch to like just YouTube content and just be wide forever and stop, and just like having the vertical stuff just be like a crop in the center. I guess that's like the other thing too, is like we're all like filming content, even when we're filming wide, we're still like keeping things pretty much in the center, which I suppose doesn't really do a ton of like service to creativity, but I suppose then you get creative inside those boundaries maybe. But I don't know, I'm a little bit black-pilled right now around like content and stuff like that, so I'm like so tired of having to be vertical and horizontal. And but tonight's all about tomato soup. Steel and claw fist, good, please. It really is. It's like this claw fist, monkey fisted way. I remember, I think the reason why I ever started saying claw was because a couple of years ago, my nephew from Hawaii came and visited, and he was probably like 12 at the time, and we played like Call of Duty or something, and the kids are just like so much more down with the lingo, and he was like, I forget what it was like the way I was holding the controller, like when I would push square or something, I wouldn't take my hand off the thumbstick to push square. I would like use my paint, I forget what it was, but he did, oh, you play claw? And I was like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, oh yeah, you play claw. And I'm like, okay, I guess I play claw. So that was where I started using the word claw. But I guess it was just like the way that like I twisted my hand to push the buttons or something like that. But it was just like a very like Gen, I guess he's a Zoomer or maybe he's Gen Alpha, I don't know. But it really started feeling old. I was like, this is just how I play video games, man. I don't have a good sense of who is joining and leaving the stream, which is probably good and healthier for me anyway, but I'll kind of repeat myself every once in a while, so apologies to anybody that's watching and hearing the same things. But just streaming, drawing in Photoshop and Illustrator tonight with the Work Louder Nomad keyboard and then the Creator Micro here as well. Right now I'm just using the Micro to switch between scenes, but later I'll be using it in Illustrator for a couple other things. What's your preferred bread to accompany tomato soup? Sourdough. I feel like, I guess it's like, I think it's like a real millennial thing to say, I guess. But I guess I got into sourdough. Like, I think like when, I remember like when COVID happened, like all of the, I don't know, sourdough starters and stuff were like sold out because all like the millennials decided to start like learning how to make sourdough bread. I feel like that's like also when I really got into sourdough, and I think that's my choice to have with tomato soup. Also sometimes like just like croissants, like a real buttery, flaky like dinner roll. I want to draw some weird tomatoes too, like, oh, and I want to draw this guy, the stupid like Newman's guy. I gotta draw that. I gotta get that involved in the sketch a little bit more too. Do you use the Nomad wirelessly? I do, and Dave, because the Nomad needed to be, so the battery lasted a good while, but I would keep it plugged in just because I never wanted to die. But then today they came out with a new firmware update where like the battery just got like 5x'd, and so I think I'm gonna go wireless a lot more. Especially like when I'm like on my laptop out and about, I like throw it in my backpack and I use it wirelessly very often. Pretty often. I think just like when I'm on stream, I just feel like this is like an eye-catching cable. So I have it, and I have this orange one for the Micro too. But I'm kind of excited for the Micro too, just for the wireless capabilities of it. But also like the matching cables, like you can't go wrong with it, like especially for a stream. I took a lot of inspiration from your stream, Dave, of like like having a messy but clean sort of setup. I gotta throw some SD cards and some hard drives and stuff around though, like you had. Here, actually, I have some. I'll throw some in. Let's see. Let's see. I'll toss a hard drive here. I got a couple of them. Here we go. Do a nice stack. What do we think? And we got orange, so it's all working out. Your desk is a mess. Your desk maybe is a mess, but I think your lens was really helping you out on the stream because it just made everything look so beautiful. And I feel like that's what happens when you have a videographer working on a stream setup. It reeked of quality. Like even the messiness looked quality. I'm gonna bring this peach thing down and merge it into my can here. I was also at the store today getting olives, like jarred olives, and I thought it was a cool looking jar, so I thought maybe I'd draw that later too. gotta get into Illustrator so I can show off more of the shortcuts too, because I set the my buttons down here up in Illustrator to be like cut and paste, and then paste in front, paste behind for like moving shapes forward and backward. It's really handy. It's I'm still getting used to it, but it's starting to be really fun. Yeah, the haze helps exactly. It looked great. It's still like I'm still looking at mine and wishing it looked more like yours. How many layers do you get in the Nomad? I think you can do a lot of layers. So, and for anyone curious, layers are basically like I have a layer for when I'm just working in Mac OS, but then I have a layer when I'm in Illustrator, and I have a layer when I'm in Photoshop. Let's see what else I have. I have Final Cut, After Effects, and Animate. So I have a bunch. I have 6 now. I feel like I might be able to make more than that. Or I guess the other thing is I can basically, I'm not going to delete any, but you can also make multiple profiles. So you can like stack profiles and layers and get as many as you want. And I think, I don't want to say, I don't know, but I believe potentially there's a chance that they're going to have like automatic switching between layers when you're in different software eventually. That's not insider info. That's just like a hunch that I feel like I might have heard once, which would be really nice, just to be able to like automatically switch to the Illustrator layer when you're in Illustrator or Photoshop or After Effects or whatever. But right now I have 6, and I think I could have more if I needed. But also, like, I'm struggling with having 6. Like, I don't really need, like, most of the keys are all the same. It's just like some of these like edge cases I have be differently. Like when I'm in Mac OS, I have, and when I say Mac OS, I just mean when I'm like not in a particular thing. Like if I'm just like, you know, in Finder and browsing and stuff, I have like my emojis pop up with this little smiley face key here. So that's how I get my emojis to pop up. This is my media. I play and pause. And then if I double tap, it skips to next track. And if I click and hold, it goes to the previous track. I forget everything, but it's those sorts of things. And then this I have, I don't know, I don't like click things in. Well, I guess let's find out. Oh, I have it for forklift, which is just like my Finder replacement. It just like pops up an app. And then what did I did something else. Oh, that was in the, yeah, I had one of my knobs switching like screens, like sliding an entire space left and right. When I would go like clockwise and counterclockwise, it would like slide to another space, which was a new one I just did today. And so I'm like testing them all out and like seeing what I like the most. And it's super easy to change them around and like save configurations and then like update them. It's really super simple. Software looks so good, Christoph. Yeah, software is great. The micro V1 was using like an open source thing called VIA, because this was made like 3 or 4 years ago. But the V2 is going to be using input as well, and then also the knob and the Nomad. They're going to be like shifting all their new products over to the input software, and the input software is really, really great. And now, just as of today, you can configure it wirelessly. You used to like have to hardwire to configure it, which wasn't really a big deal because it's just a USB-C cable. But now you can like properly do it wirelessly, and it's kind of a game changer. And yeah, the software is really great, especially from before when it was like using VIA, which was fine, but it was, you know, it wasn't their software, so they couldn't really control how it worked. And so it was a little bit of a pain. So it's just like getting so much better each time. It's really been fun seeing Worklouder's growth. I'm gonna draw this like Newman's own guy. Trying to see what he looks like. For anyone curious, I'm drawing this. So he's like, I don't know, some boring guy with like a chef's coat. All right, I can draw him. He's easy. This is adapting your muscle memory workflow. Yeah, I think so. Like, it's tough because it's not my certain programs for me. I'm so muscle memory with, like Illustrator. Like when we get over there, it's like I'm playing a video game. But in certain apps, I feel like I'm actually using the micro and stuff more because I don't already have like a predefined way. Like, you know, it's like when you've learned something so hard, it's like it's almost harder to work smarter because you're so used to doing it the way that you do it. So I'm still like constantly kind of battling that a little bit. But the nice thing is like I just do like I try like a new shortcut or two a day and like keep like warming up to it. And then once I start using it and get used to it, like there's no turning back and I like fall in love with it. Do you have an ETA of, Dave, when you're getting your keyboard? For anyone curious about the keyboard, feel free to ask questions about it. I've had mine, I think, for like, I guess 6 months now, maybe? Yeah, I would say so. A lot of people ask, I have no idea how to spell scrumptious, hold on. Scrumptious, must be that. A lot of people ask like how difficult it is to get used to the keys maybe being a little bit different and stuff like that. I've found it to be no issue for me, but I feel like it's pretty comparable to like the MacBook keyboard. But it, you know, it took me probably 2 days to like get a little bit more used to it, and now it's my preferred keyboard. Scrumptious. Perfect. One of the graphite top. I was literally I was doing my little like keyboard layout thing, and I started like messing around with like the black, and I just really fell in love with the two recently. Like I feel like just it fully blacked out is so nice, and I think I'm gonna have to pull the trigger and get the graphite eventually as well. And so I have purple, white, and I'll have graphite. The only one I'm not like fully sold on yet is like the clear one. Which I think looks really great with the green tips. So for anyone looking, the keyboard, so Work Louder is their website, and they have I can go wide here on the screen for you. Actually, let me switch to this one, and then also switch this, so it'll be nice and big for you guys. So the keyboard I'm working on is the Nomad, and I have it in chalk colorway. Dave in the chat is talking about graphite, which is the like black, which I'm really falling in love with now, and I really want, because I feel like some of those orange keys and some of the colors would really look good on it. I also have the atomic purple, which I think actually looks even better in person than it does on the website. I was really shocked with how much I loved it. And there's atomic, which is just like the clear plastic, which looks really great with the green tips. And then I have the white key caps. They're called MX Alpha, and I have them. They come in white and black, and these keys actually go on some other keyboards as well that aren't Work Louder, so you can get just the key sets. You would want to read about compatibility, because I'm not like keyboarded out enough to know, but yeah, you can also just get the key set. That's what I have on these. Switch back. Oh, hi. About to place an order. Nick, you got to do it. What are you thinking about placing the order, even if you're joking to me, but I hope you're not. What do you have in mind? Keyboard? Texture looks good. Yeah, Dave, I'm excited for you to get yours. You're going to love it. And then we got to get the Micro V2 as soon as it comes out. And just have gear. I mean, you must have a ton of gear in like your studio space, right, Dave? I feel like with all like the cameras and lights and all that. It's like just adding to the never-ending pile of stuff in the studio. I could be wrong. We gotta find some little like ephemera to put in the corners here, like the word certified, or let's see, what do I want to put in there? All right, 100% good. %, good. Nick, waiting on your answer on what you're thinking about ordering. 100% good. Certified. I'm gonna bring this all into Illustrator eventually. So this is, I'm just making like notes to myself. Basically, I'll do a better job. Let me know if the music is too loud or annoying. Annoying in its volume, not in its style. It's just, this is what we're getting for tonight, is this beepy boopy music. We got a tomato vein here, and we're gonna have, let's do, some leaves or something on this side, like this thing, whatever that is. This thing's like some sort of, I don't know, some sort of magical leaf. Do a leaf like this. Cut them and paste them. That's what I love about like food labels, is it's just like a bunch of nonsense. If you're ever like in a grocery store and realize like, wow, there's like so many words on this package and like none of them really need to be here. That's part of why I like to just like do doodles often too, because it's just like, it doesn't matter what it says, nobody really reads it. It's just like things, and they're fun to look at. So it's like, sometimes it's just a bunch of nonsense. Sometimes it just says, wow. This might be ready to go into Illustrator. Add some color. What do we think? Oh, but we also need this funny character I drew. This tomato person. Oh, I don't want to cut him. Big copy. Where's he gonna go? She's gotta go. Maybe I just got a bunch of little tomato characters hanging out around this thing. Yeah, that's it. So we got this little tomato baby. And then maybe one looking up. Keyboard ASMR. I have the microphone like pretty darn close to the microphone. Oh, I really want, like, once I want to get an Illustrator so I can like do more of this. That's the noise. That's the noise that you're familiar with, I suppose. But oh, it's so nice. Do we get a gift that we place the order now, Nick? Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, yes. I don't know exactly what the gift is, but it's going to be something cool. Like, it's not just going to be like a dog treat or a lollipop. I think it's something from the shop. Like I said, I'm going to address you directly because I respect that you're potentially about to buy something. Nick, it's something from the shop as far as I understand. Just let me know what your order number is when you order it, and we'll make sure that they toss something in for you. That's fun. Excited to know what you decide to get, and curious if you care to share what you're going to get. And I hope it's a keyboard, but whatever you want to disclose, you can. Also, if you're going to drop your order number, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find out, or, well, Mike will. I won't be able to. But enjoy the purchase regardless, whatever it is that you got. I hope that it's something fun. It's hard to go wrong on that website. Pretty much everything in there is cool. And yeah, drop your order number because I want to make sure that you get something. I'll see to it. Back to the screen. Can I order this keyboard from India? Yeah, Work Ladder ships worldwide. So yes, the answer is yes. If you come across any trouble on the website for some reason, just DM the Work Ladder account, and Mike's always answering DMs really nicely. But yes, you can order from India and we can ship to India. I believe they ship everywhere in the world. All right, let's bring this goofy little drawing into Illustrator. Like in the Nomad E, Nick, what do I recommend? Let's check out the website real quick, but I have the Nomad and I really do love it. Let's go, well, we'll just stay up here on the website. I have the Nomad. I really enjoy it. I mean, I truly mean that. I'm not like the craziest keyboard nerd, but like this is the perfect, like accessible, it has tons of features and like it feels good. It types well, like everything about it I really enjoy. The knob is coming out soon. I haven't used it. I want it really bad, but I'm happy enough with my Nomad. I think the screen too, also I'm partial because I helped design the character on the keyboard. And so like, you know, it's partially my little brainchild. So this keyboard's great. I love it in white with the white keys, but I've been like really tempted to go black lately. I do have the purple shell as well, which is really nice. But I don't know. I'm really into this keyboard. I bring it to my friend's house and just like take it out and show it to him, and I'm like, hey, check it out. Like I didn't think I'd ever like want like a, you know, relatively like high quality keyboard, and now that I have it, like working each day just in a small way is like more fun. Like I truly like enjoy working or like sitting down at my desk a little bit more, and like every once in a while like switch out the colors of the keys and it like refreshes my desk and makes it feel a little bit better. So, you know, I'm all in on the Nomad for me personally. Can you give me a sound test for both keyboards? I can give you for the micro, let me address you by your name, I can, yeah, I mean, I can do my best. I've got a microphone here right next to it, and I can just type something out for you real quick. So that's that there. You can see she's running as I was typing fast. And then over here, it's a little dangerous. Let me switch to another profile. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to be pushing a bunch of keys. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll unplug it for a second so you can hear it. Nice. Okay, there you go. I hope you liked it. Nice and clacky, but not too much. Yeah, I don't know creamy, I think is probably a good word for it. Like I know there's a lot of different like words people use to describe the sounds of them, so I could be speaking out of turn with it, but I think the keyboard feels like thocky and like creamy, but it still has some like crispness to it, but it doesn't like annoy my partner, or like if I'm in the room working with somebody, they're not like being driven crazy. And then the micro is a little bit more of that like clicky, like more tinny, which I really do love. I love how loud this one is because I'm not typing it all the time, but like when I push a button, like it feels really nice. But this is like a really good in between. Is the Figma collab coming back anytime soon? Minoni. No, I believe it is not. I believe once they're sold out, they're sold out. Although in the Discord, occasionally people are selling them secondhand, or I mean, sometimes they're brand new. In the Discord, there's like a buy and sell channel for people. And I see them pretty often. I feel like even maybe today I saw somebody selling a Figma Micro. But I believe, and you can check on the site and double check me or DM the Work Louder account for a more clear answer, but I'm pretty sure that was a one and done sort of limited edition thing. But they have the Framer Micro V2 coming out very soon, which is so sick, and I can't wait to get my hands on it, and it's this one. Now it's showing me the colors clearly. What color's Atomic? Nick, Atomic is the clear. Like, yeah, because graphite is black, Atomic purple is the clear purple, and Atomic is just like a clear, clear plastic. Minoni, check out the Discord, see if you can maybe try to find one of the Figma collabs. Sorry, Dave. Do you use the Pomodoro widget? I really want to get into Pomodoro timers more. I've used it like 3 days, like a long time ago, and it was so helpful. And then I stopped using it. Like, I don't know. I really, like, my brain is the type that would really benefit from Pomodoro timers. For anyone that doesn't realize, there's a Pomodoro timer on here where you can set your time to work and take a break and alternate between it to get into like a flow state. I really need to get better at doing that because I'm a freelancer, like full time, and I'm like, my brain is all over the place, and I really could benefit from it. Every time I've used it, I really loved it. I'm not like fully indoctrinated into the idea yet. I got to do it more. Nick, let me know if you have any other questions about colors and stuff like that too, of course. Of course. And you're welcome. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. For anyone curious, now I'm working in Adobe Illustrator, which means I should switch to my Illustrator layer. I've got a couple different. So in Illustrator, I have what do I have? I've got stroke weight up and down as I scroll. It goes up and down on the stroke weight. And my opacity is here. It goes up and down by 10% that'll be a better example later, but it goes up and down. And then this is undo and redo. Undo, redo, opacity, and stroke weight. And then over here, I have this cuts. And then I can paste in front or paste behind, which is really handy in Illustrator. It's kind of like a way to manage your layers. And then this, I believe, is copy. Good suit me. Okay, I'm in. I've got plenty of room for stupid words, so no issue there. Oh, it's an opportunity so hopefully you can see on my screen. In Illustrator, sometimes I want to get these 2 points to line up exactly, and like it's annoying to like try to like guess. And I could like turn on snapping and have a snap, but what I do is I just highlight 2 points, and then I have this key basically that centers the 2 points both vertically or horizontally and vertically. And so when I click it, it just I have to have it on the right layer, and then highlight them. And am I on the right layer? Which layer is it? Is it this layer? Oh, it's this layer. The other thing about the Micro is it has like 4 different layers, so like different like profiles that you can switch between for different programs. So this is my Illustrator one, and so just to show it again, basically when I highlight these 2 points and then I click this, it centers them perfectly, which is really nice. The other things that I have in Illustrator is I use Pathfinder for anyone that's familiar with it. You know, if you use like Figma and stuff, you're probably also familiar with it for like Boolean expressions. So like if I take these two shapes and I want to merge them together, I push this one, and then I can undo here. And then if I push this one, it does minus front, which will take the purple and push it through the black. And then this one does the intersection of the two. And then I got a whole bunch of other ones, but these are really handy. I use these like all the time. So I'm excited that I shifted them over to here, because before I had it as like Shift F1, and so I was like always like having to like do that. The claw, as you know. I feel like my music's getting loud. What is your keyboard? It's so smooth. Alda, thank you. The keyboard is Work Louder, which is probably the account that you're watching the stream from, hopefully. It's called the Nomad. I can pull up the site and just show you real quick. It's on worklouder.cc. And then I have the Nomad, and I have it in chalk, which is white, but they have 4 different colors as well. And they're all really nice. I actually have 2 of the colors. I'm trying to get the 3rd one too. I'm kind of collecting them all. And I've got the MX Alpha Day keys on it too. And these keys can work for other keyboards as well. And you can learn more on the website, or you can check out the profile and see. But it's called the Nomad by Work Louder. And I'm answering questions about it if you have any questions about the keyboard or about anything that I'm doing that is piquing your interest. Gotta catch them all. Seriously, I like to not have a lot of stuff in my life, but then like I'm definitely gonna have like 2 micros at this point, because I can't not have it. I'm not usually like a big like I don't fall for like, I mean, this isn't hype, that's the problem, but like, you know, usually I close a tab. I think like you said this once, like I close the tab and like come back a couple days later and I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm good, I don't need it. Whenever it comes to like the Work Louder stuff, I really am like, no, I need it. I want the new one, I want the next one, I want the knob, I want all the different keyboards. Just gotta keep up this QVC style channel, showing them off so I can get all the different keyboards and show off all the features of all of them. Call it a business expense. Oh, nice, Nick, you ordered. Hell yeah. Congrats. Just got the Nomad Atomic Purple and got the charcoal cover too. Sick. That's great. I'm gonna take a screenshot of your order, send it over to Mike. We'll make sure that we get something in there for you, Nick. And cool. That's really exciting. They tend to ship relatively quickly too. I mean, it's not Amazon Prime because we got spoiled by that, but like hopefully it'll get moving to you pretty soon. But prepare to be watching like the tracking forever, because you'll be obsessed with it. But it's a good thing. And the purple, I wish, let me see how quickly I can run. Let me see if I can grab my purple cover. Hang on. Everyone bear with me for a second. Let's see. Okay. I've got my box here. I think the purple's inside here. I'm honestly not sure, but I can show off that color. But it's dangerous because I might end up switching to it. I really like my white right now. But yeah, here's the purple. Cool. Packaging's really nice too, and unique and fun. I don't know, I really enjoy it all. But here is the purple top shell. which I think is showing pretty well on camera for the most part. I mean, you know, it looks way different when it's on the keyboard, but like, yeah, up against like the black, you can kind of see this. And swapping them out is not too bad either. It's, you know, there's some screws involved and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. Don't tempt me. I'm not switching back to purple. I like my white right now, but congrats on purple. You're gonna like it. Yeah, Game Boy purple vibes, exactly. They went through like so many different like iterations of the purple too. If I remember correctly, they had like more textured, less textured, more opaque, less opaque, more transparent. Like they did so many different versions of the shells. And I want I want like I know they have like a bunch of different like test copies, and I'm like, those are super unique, like some of the like the errors and stuff. And like I'm like, I feel like you guys probably did like a random green or something just to test it out, and like it's probably kicking around somewhere. Back to the screen. Does it include a Type-C connector? You will get a USB-C to USB-C cable, which will be all you need to connect USB-C. If you need like C to A, you'll have to get that, but it comes with a cable that's C to C. Hopefully that answers the question correctly, Nick. It's a nice cable too, I think. I have it somewhere kicking around. I was just using it earlier. It's like a nice braided work louder cable. I might have lost it for now, but yeah. Is it VIA supported? Tanjin, I'll call you Tanji. Is it VIA supported? No, so they have their own, it's called input. So the micro here is VIA, but the V2 is going to be using input, and the Nomad, the keyboard here, is using input, which is their own proprietary software. I feel like the word proprietary software sounds like yucky. It feels like a Microsoft thing. It's just the software they developed, and it's so good compared to VIA, personally, I think. You can set up like multi-action keyboard shortcuts and stuff, so you can like have like tap and hold or like double tap. You can have just hold be a different thing. Like I have my media key be like double tap is skip track, press and hold mutes it, hold I think goes to back a track or whatever it is, but there's lots of cool stuff that you can do in it. And it's really handy to do. Like if you want to change a key, you just tap on the key and then switch to whatever you want the key to be, or you can have it be an action that you can make, or you can have it be a multi-action. It's really simple. It's really nice. Can it ship to Indonesia? Yeah. Yes, ships worldwide. Yeah, I wouldn't be, I don't know, I'm not like super nerd about VIA or anything, so maybe there's something you're missing, but I wouldn't be disappointed that it's not VIA supported, because input is, I've used both, and I way prefer input so far in every way. Keep forgetting to switch between my layers. So this and this and that. Nope. Trying out my new shortcuts. There we go. It's that. So I need to say copy, paste, shift, F3. Boom. And then it cuts it up. We have I think it's called a whippoorwillow bird outside of the house every morning and every night. I think it's called whippoorwillow, right? Whippoorwillow. That might not be the right word. Let me see. Whippoorwillow. Whippoorwill. Yeah, I don't know. It goes whoop-a-woo, 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 over and over and over. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but every morning we wake up to it. It goes whoop-a-woo, whoop-a-woo. Let me mute my music, see if you can hear it. Do you hear it? Alright, well, you can hear it now, but... Recycling for clutter. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Is that Raycast? Yeah, I'm using Raycast. I used Alfred forever, Dave. And I really used Alfred properly and loved it. And then I stopped using it at one point just because I fell off of, like... I feel like I started falling behind on stuff. And then I recently was like, I wonder if I'm missing like what Alfred's up to lately. And then I saw that everyone's using Raycast basically as a replacement for it. And so I use it. And out of the box it just like works really well, but I haven't like dug super deep into it. I feel like I'm just using it on like its surface level. But every once in a while it surprises me with like really nice like features, like when it grabs like a hex code and shows me the color palette and all these different things. And every time I realize, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it can do this. It can. Like, I feel like it can do like anything I need it to do. So I really like it. I just don't really know if I can explain why I like it so much. The other thing I use a lot is Clipboard, which I really love. On the lower part of my screen, it's like a permanent clipboard that keeps all of my history of all of my things. And you can like organize them. It's like the best thing ever. Because I used to get like anxiety around like if I'm gonna copy something and it's gonna like overwrite what's on my clipboard. Now I never have to worry about that anymore. Raycast is the move. I set it up to download YouTube videos and oh, cool. Interesting, Dave. I might be asking you more about that soon. Interesting. I really gotta get into Raycast more. I feel like the thing can do like literally everything. And like all I'm doing is like using it to like search for apps on my computer, and I feel like I can do so much more. Which is similar to like Alfred. I used to use Alfred for so many crazy things. I'm gonna call you John Bro. Cool keyboard. Thanks. It is the Work Louder Nomad E. If you have questions about it, let me know. That's what I'm here for, is to draw and show off the keyboard. So I am so happy to answer questions if you have them. That is what I'm here for another hour. Thanks everybody for hanging out and keeping me company while we draw. Listen to the Minecraft theme track, soundtrack, theme song. I never really listened to soundtracks much as like a kid. I always like listened to music like with words and all that, and then I mean, of course I would play like video games all the time. And now lately I've been listening to a lot of like Final Fantasy soundtrack and of course Zelda soundtracks. The one that I did listen to a lot when I was a kid is the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack. I would like intentionally, because I think they would like let you play the songs through the video game, like, and I remember just like specifically listening to that soundtrack a lot, and I really enjoyed it, and I still listen to it. Anybody got soundtracks they listen to? Hey chat, what's your favorite soundtrack? Can't wait to become a proper streamer so I can address everyone as chat and do illegal gambling or whatever like all the streamers do now. Alright, time to draw this guy. Here we go. We'll bring some color in soon too, so that it's bright and cheery for you, not so boring. FIFA soundtracks. I do feel like I remember like when I was younger, video game soundtracks. Like sports. I remember like the hockey and like NBA 2K and NFL 2K, like all of those. And I remember hearing Blur on like I think a FIFA soundtrack for the first time, and like loving it and like getting really into Blur as a result of it. I remember like, I mean, obviously like Tony Hawk was like a huge, like, I feel like I got into a lot of music through sports soundtracks. And now that I think of it, I remember FIFA having Blur on there, and it really did something for me. Classic FIFA soundtrack. Okay, cool. Glad I'm not crazy. I just watched a documentary, like a little mini like YouTube essay about Damon Albarn like 3 or 4 days ago, and like his like Blur, and like I didn't really know much about like how Blur came into it all, but obviously he was, you know, the dude, but I didn't realize like they were revolutionary at the time. So it was a cool little, I don't know if you can we call them documentaries anymore, or do we just call them like video essays? It's also blurry, and that was intentional. Do you miss the F keys? No, I thought I was going to miss the F keys so bad. Dave, for anyone curious what Dave's referring to, is I don't have my F row, like my function keys, up top of the keyboard. And I thought it was going to be like a critical blow to my workflow. It's not. I hold down this key and then push 1 through whatever, and I have all my function row back. I don't miss it at all. Any of like the major like things that I use so frequently with the function row, I can just throw onto these keys or even onto here, and then obviously I can also put them on here. But no, the software's gotten so much better from a release to 2, and now you can like remap anything and everything. At first you couldn't, and it was a little bit more tricky, but like now it's totally rock solid. No, that was a big fear of mine. I thought I was going to really miss my function row, but I don't miss it because I still have it, just in a different way. But also like switching between my like MacBook and then this keyboard, it's like the tiniest little hiccup for a couple minutes, and then I'm super used to it, which is nice too, because I never want to like be totally dependent on one piece of hardware, but I can still work on my laptop as I need to with no issue. Is it advisable for gaming? Jim, I've heard that it is. I know that like gaming can get really intense with like polling rates and refresh rates and all of that stuff. So I don't want to say like, yes, you can become a pro gamer on it, but like I've played like Apex with it. I've played Counter-Strike or CSGO on it. I've had absolutely no issue at all. But again, like my heavy gaming days are kind of behind me, but the word, like you use the word advisable for gaming, and that's like the only thing that's throwing me for a loop where I'm like, is it advisable? I don't really know. Does it work? Yeah, absolutely. Like there's no latency, and you can hardwire it. And Bluetooth is super snappy, and they just made the Bluetooth like today with their latest update. They just made Bluetooth like way snappier and faster. There's like no latency. But I don't really know what like gaming keyboards are all about nowadays, to be totally honest with you. I think it's definitely, this is like a creative's keyboard, but I played games with it, no issue at all. It's a wishy-washy way of saying, yeah, I advise it for gaming. But I mean, you can learn more on the website too if there's like something like specific that there's, you know, that you would need. All the information's on there, of course. I'm not a hardcore salesman. I'll never try to sell you on something unnecessarily. Might try this keys. Jim, I really, really like this keyboard. That's not being a salesperson. Like, I truly like, I love my keyboard a lot. It looks sick. It works great. The shortcuts are really helpful. The knobs are really helpful for me. The extra keys over here, great. Like, the level of customizing, like, aesthetically that I can do is a big deal for me too. I'm a designer and illustrator, and so I really enjoy that. I also like that. A lot of like the gamer peripherals or whatever they are, right? Like, they're a little loud lately, like a little bit over the top, Fortnite-y, and that's cool. But like for me, I like a little bit more subtlety, or quite a bit more subtlety. I feel like this has like bells and whistles without like being a super crazy, like glowing RGB mega crazy keyboard. So for me, I really love it. I think anyone would like it, but I know there's people that hate everything, so I don't know. But Jim, I think you should try it. If you do, order it. If you order it tonight, send through your order number so we can put in a gift in the package. But if you order it later, maybe do the same thing. I'll recognize your name, and I'll try to help you out. There's no promises to that, but let me know. Do you ship the product to Singapore? Anwar, yes, we ship worldwide, or they ship worldwide. That should be something that we put in like the scrolling banner. It's like, ships worldwide. But the answer is yes, ships worldwide. The only territory or country that has some hiccup is, I believe, Brazil. But it can totally work. We just need like a DM from you to request it, and then we set it up. But everywhere else totally works. Yep, yep, yep. A way to get some color in this so that it's not so boring for y'all. Let's jump ahead to color. Let's get our swatches. Let's pull our swatches out. This is another thing I did last night while like organizing everything, was I just I tidied up like all of my swatches that I typically use and stuff. And I think I'm gonna go with Bonehouse Worms. Let's try these colors out, see what they do for us. I think we can make them bigger. Yeah, we can, but we don't need to. Let's switch. Ooh. How about that? Nah, I like the way it was before. Small list. What's this one? Oh, it doesn't do anything. Oh no, I can't close it. Okay. We're gonna stay in this color palette. And I'm just gonna pull my colors out here. We got gray, we gotta have a green, we gotta have a darker green. I'll lift my head up and look at chat in a second. So glad you're all here. Get a black. Let's play with this. This should work. What color is a can? Let's start with a nice orangey red. Go a little more red with it. Let me also check Discord to make sure I'm not in trouble. I'm not. Oh, I do have DMs. Let's see what Mike's saying. I think we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. Just drop some arbitrary color in. Gotta look at my references here. A lot of yellows. Ooh, this is nice. Let's pull this in for some reference. This is handy. It's so cute every time I push shift, she crouches down. Dancing. Maybe we do like color band this. Whoa. Let's do a little lettering. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of lettering. What brand cable do you have, Nick? This purple one is from Mech Cables. M-E-C-H. Hold on, let's try to find it. Mech Cables. I want to make sure that I spell it right for you. I know that it's small on your screen, but it's Mech Cables. M-E-C-H-C-A-B-L-E-S. I don't know the exact color that I have, but you'll see it quickly. But they have a bunch of cool colors on here. The main thing to keep an eye out for is you want to make sure, well, I wanted to make sure that I had USB-C on both ends. A lot of them are USB type A to C, so just double check and see that you get the one that you want. But they have a bunch of really cool colors on there. You're welcome. There was a line drawn unexpectedly on the left side of the can. What do you mean? Oh yeah, there was. Jim. Where did that come? Did you put that there? Where did that come from? Did I do that? I bet I did that somehow with like a keyboard shortcut by accident. I'm gonna leave it there. I really don't know where that came from. That's funny you caught it. Tomatoes. You're welcome, Nick. There's a bunch of different places for cool cables, and the same thing, you can get like really nerdy about them as well, but I think the Mech Cables one is like kind of like just a guy that makes them. It's not like a big company. It seems cool. I don't know that for sure, but I believe so. And then this orange one is a Chubby cable, which I think is like maybe not like a super cool brand, but they're nice, like thick silicone cables and like have like metal here. Yeah, this is a Chubby cable. C-H-U-B-B-Y, Chubby. But this one's a cool one. I couldn't actually tell you like why they're so like fancy. Like I like grew up being a nerd, and maybe somebody else in like the chat can explain to me like why these like aviator cables have to be like so heavy duty and intense, especially for like a keyboard. Like I have like these like 8K beautiful like thick cables that can like output, you know, crazy 4K 8K displays, and they don't have like all these like twirls and like metal chunks all over it. But then like this thing that's just like for a keyboard is like such an intense cable. I don't really know why. I feel like it's kind of overkill, but I really like the way it looks. And this was like my first like fancy keyboard, so I wanted to have like the fancy keyboard cable. I wish so bad somebody could answer that question for me though. Like, why is there such heavy duty metal on this keyboard cable? Please somebody answer me. Chat, why is there metal on my keyboard cable? Alright, we're getting there. Jim, sorry, I'm gonna delete this line after all. It's weird that it's there. It's a ghost line. Oh, I gotta draw our tomatoes too. So much to do. I got 50 minutes left to draw it all. I think it also prevents outside frequencies to interfere. Jim, okay, that I believe you. And what the fuck? It's a keyboard. I don't get it. I mean, I agree. I understand. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear that there is a reason for it. I'm just like, are we not concerned about these frequencies with like my like display that's going to like a $5,000 like display? Like, I just don't get it. It just seems like seems like something that like they did a long time ago and now they're just like holding on to. But it's sick. Don't get me wrong. Just like I don't understand it. It seems crazy. Probably the reason so you're not wearing out the USB connector. Oh, like I see. So I can like disconnect it through this psycho. Or you guys are not seeing everything I'm showing, but like, so I could like disconnect it through this like crazy ass plug instead, so that I'm not plugging it in and plugging it out. Fair enough. I'm not like a keyboard expert, so I won't argue. But I'm like, how come I can plug in and unplug my $1,000 cell phone? It doesn't have an issue. It's mainly just to look cool. Christoph, I think that we have the answer there. It's to look cool. And like I think it can also be used as like a nunchuck or like some sort of a weapon if you ever need it to be. But also I think everybody else's answers are legit too. I think it says better with the 5-pin. What is the 5-pin? I don't know what the 5-pin is, Dave. All I know is like I have a weapon on my desk. I should ask more questions. I got answers. That was fun. 90% sure it's for looking cool. Yeah, I think so too. I started like trying to get into like making my own cables because I'm like really into like rope stuff and like doing like knots and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh, I can like make my own rope. Like I was into like heat shrink and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'll just make my own. It was not a disaster, but it's just like it wasn't like the hobby I needed to. Like I'm fortunate that I'm like a relatively busy freelance artist and like I've got clients to like, and so like when I'm spending like hours experimenting with like how to custom wrap a cable with like the perfect like nylon mesh, I know I've gone too far, but I do want to get back into it eventually. Make my own custom cables, sure, why not? I do in the coils. It's better in your desk with that. Yeah, it looks sick. And it's a weapon. Connor, hi. Hi, Connor. Welcome. I'll do my spiel again for anybody that hasn't heard. But I'm streaming. I'm drawing silly tomato soup. But I'm mostly working on the Work Louder Nomad keyboard. I'm showing it off. And if you have any questions about it, or the micro over here is also a Work Louder product. I'm using both of them together with a little Wacom Move Ink drawing tablet. And I'm here to answer questions about the keyboard, or any of the things, or anything at all, period. I'll use my trusty dusty question, my icebreaker. Where's everybody talking to me from? Time zones, countries, cities? Tell me your street, your address, dox yourself. I'm up here in Maine in the United States. So it's 21:13 right now. How about y'all? Don't let me down with my icebreaker question. You have to answer it. If you're watching the stream, you have to answer the question. Otherwise, you get banned. And when I say banned, I mean banned completely off of the internet. And I mean forever. And I also mean that you have to pay me a bunch of money. UK, late. Yeah, late, 5 hours plus, so it's like 2 in the morning there? No, yeah, 2 a.m.? What time is bedtime, Dave? Are you working on something? I promised you guys color, and then I completely bailed on the color thing. Very early. Fair enough. Ugh, no, call it late. I'd rather hear it be late for you than early. Early is like a depressing version of really late. It's like, oh shit, there's no turning back now. I have to just stay awake. You still can get some good sleep. You still got good 5-6 hours ahead of you, maybe. All right, let's bring in some color like I keep promising. these tomato fellas. Those would be fun and easy. Anyone can draw a tomato. If you think drawing's hard, try drawing a tomato. It's just a bunch of circles. Circles for eyes, circles for a face, circles for pupils, or squares for pupils. Copy, paste in front. Use my new fancy dancy shortcut. Draw another pupil. I gotta get better at doing my copy and paste in front too, because it should be copy, paste in front. Alright, I need my pupil. Pupil. Boom. Good soup. Alright, we gotta do that too. 100% good. Certified quality. Alright, you know what? You win. I'm gonna drop this off. Keep that as backup. We'll get rid of 100%. We'll say good soup. Do you mind if I spell soup S-O-O-P? Because then it'll look so similar to what's above it. And that's called marketing, baby. Good soup. The work louder keyboards look amazing. Shania. Is that how I say your name? Shania. I hope it is. But I won't apologize because it's impossible to know what people's names are pronounced like without hearing it. So I only hope. But I agree. Yeah, they are very great, very beautiful. If you have questions about them, let me know. I can show it off like this. Ooh, look at that. That's something that people will probably be into. Wow. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to hanging out. Thanks for being here. Oh, Shania. Why would I not realize that? It's so hard when you read names and then you realize that you sound like an idiot when you say Shania. And then you're like, why wouldn't I have just said Shania? Shania Twain. Thank you for helping me with that. Your brain goes so dumb when you're like doing something live. If you can be embarrassed, you will be embarrassed. It's probably some sort of a rule. Good soup. 100%. Such a clean keyboard I want, Jensen. I don't blame you. I love my keyboard. And I'm glad that you like it too. And I would advise you to get one. But I don't like pressuring people. But if you get one, drop in your order number so that we can send a free gift with it. Because you deserve it. You deserve a keyboard. Unless you can't afford it, in which case, absolutely do not buy it. Shania said that, or someone said, love the sound as well. I'm gonna do some typing for you. I got you. Ready? Let's type out words. Hey everyone. I won't talk over so you can hear it. There's your sound. And then this one has different sounds. I love those sounds too. Just bought the Ski Data coiled aviator cable. I am looking at that. Let's see. I'm just gonna type in the word ski. Oh my god. Data. This is the cable that Nick just bought. Oh, hell yeah, this is sick. Oof. All right, you got the, I think you have the black as well, right? Oh man, it's gonna look so sick. Oof. Wow. Yeah, love it. So nice. I want it. Hell yeah. Dave, does the keyboard have weight to it? Yeah, I would say so. It feels comparable, like that nice weight of the Micro. I would say, like, I'm not joking, but like I'm having a difficult time picking it up with like my thumb right now because it's heavy. Yeah, I would say it's comparably heavy as like as many of these would fit in it. It's probably about 3 times as heavy. I would say proportionally it's about as heavy. Maybe just touch lighter, but it's got nice weight to it for sure. Never feels like it's like bouncing around. It's like it's very solid and stable. I like it a lot. Wow, thanks for all the chats, everyone. I like being behind on chat. Who cares about this dumb drawing? I've been following Work Louder for years, Jensen. But yeah, I can't afford it. A couple months, maybe holiday season. Yeah, great. Good. More of a gamer than creator. Yeah, I was curious. Somebody asked earlier if they think it's a good gaming keyboard. And my answer was, I play games on it, but I'm not like hardcore into gaming anymore. But I think it's really great, like middle ground, because I feel like a lot of the gaming equipment lately is a little bit like obnoxious. And this is like a really nice subtle thing, but still, I don't know, like it's quick, it's speedy, it has no latency, it seems great. So I hope you get it for yourself, Jensen, as a gift when the time is right, if you want it still. The nicest thing is to like close the tab, forget about it, and then see if you still love it like a month later. And then if you do, then you know you want it. Closing, the power of learning how to close a tab is so strong. That was what I did when the first thing I got was the Micro, this little fella over here. And I kept like, I followed them and I was watching them for a while and I was like, oh man, do I want it? I don't know. Do I want to spend the money? And I'd keep coming back to it over and over and over again. And then I DM'd the account and Mike responded and was like really friendly and was answering all my questions. I was like, all right, you win. And so I got it. I'm gonna pair it with the charcoal cover. Yeah, Nick, it's gonna be so sick yeah, I'm really excited for your Nick, you should make sure you, like, when you get a nice setup, you should tag Work Louder in a story post or whatever. I mean, whatever the heck you want to do, it's your life, but I would love to see the setup that you have built. And I know Work Louder like very often reposts if you tag them with a nice photo of it or even a junky photo of it. But I really want to see your setup. I hope it arrives soon. I'm like genuinely excited for you. Just gonna have one orange key. Boom. Beautiful. It's gonna look so sick. Ugh. I'm hoping they make orange dial tips soon and next, because they have blue and green, white, red, yellow, and I want them to make orange. Tab closing is my skill set. It's so hard. It's so hard. The amount of times where I've found myself in this like deep hole, like almost buying something and then like pulling myself out and be like, what was I doing? I don't need this right now. And then like closing the tab and it's like this rationale that comes over you and you're like, oh my God, where was I? Was intoxicated by wanting this thing so bad, like a cable or something. And I'm like, I didn't need that. Same, I got the color kit, but I didn't see any orange, fortunately. Yeah, Nick. It's gonna look sick. I think like the white's gonna look really good with that setup. Black is also gonna look really good with that setup. Like doing like a bunch of black with maybe one white, or even just like a random like green would look really cool too. Like I was really impressed with like I wouldn't typically go for blue, but I like tossed the blue in with the orange, and I feel like it is like so nice and feels really lovely. So you'd be surprised at like being able to like play around with it, and you'll find a cool combination. But also, I'm going to escalate that to the top. I'm like, why don't we have... I feel like we need orange tips. Maybe if we complain enough, we can get what we want. Tag you guys when you finish the wall. Oh, water cooled setup. Hell yeah, sick. Oh, that's exciting. Is the machine still coming in parts and you're building it, or is it already set up? I want pink keys. That would be so cute. Yeah, pink would be sick. Interesting. Why not more colors? We need more colors. At least for like the tips. I saw like people 3D printing keys and stuff too, which is interesting and neat. Although of course they never come out exactly as nice, but still cool. Was the face key in? Yeah, the face key. Dave's asking about the little. I think you're asking about the smiley key here. Focus. This was in the MX Alpha Day key set. That's where I got that one from. And that pulls up my emojis, which I just set up today because I realized I was just like, this was like page up and page down forever. And I realized like, why am I like wasting these keys? So now that's my emoji. My current keyboard is white pastel green. Ooh. That's nice. My current keyboard is white pastel green, mint, pink color. Would you describe the keyboard to sound creamy? I feel like that colorway says that it should be creamy. Drop.com has some options for keycaps. Okay. I know there's a lot of keycaps that fit on this keyboard. I see people in Discord often doing it, and I'm really intrigued at it. Although I love the white, but I do like the idea of like a random color. Or like, I know a lot of people like use like for the escape key, they have like fancy like a rubber ducky. Are you doing the design competition? I thought about it, and then I saw some of the entries, and I was like, oh, I'm out immediately. Like they're like so hardcore. I really liked that program Womp too. I liked Womp a long time ago and wanted to get into it, and I kind of like fell behind. And then yeah, I saw some of the entries and I was like, oh man, I don't stand a chance. My 3D skills are like pretty trash anyway, unless they're like, it's great if they're like supposed to be intentionally bad, but yeah, I don't know. I want to, but I don't think I'll find the time. But I really want to, now that I'm thinking about it. Actually, personal, like super clicky, so I got Gatron Blues for the keyboard, so it's really clicky. Okay, Jensen, is that like how on the scale of 1 to clicky is like this? This is pretty clicky, right? I don't know what's in there. I wonder if we can find out. Let's watch a dummy try to figure out what types of switches are in the micro. I have no idea about. I'm like I sometimes I always think I'm tech, and then I meet you guys and I'm like, oh, I'm not tech. I don't know anything about tech anymore. Clicky switches, clicky. There you go. That's how I would describe them. Clicky. I wonder if they say more about the switches. Switches. What do you know about these, Jensen? Kali, chalk, low profile, red linear, white clicky. Oh, I see. Oh, white clicky. Ever heard of white clicky? Order number 20529. Screenshotted it. Checo. I grabbed a screenshot of your order number. As long as the order hasn't already gone out, it's not like an old order or anything like that. Make sure that something goes in the package for you. Thanks for submitting. Thanks for being here. What did you get? That's like the mini. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that clickiness. Kirk, do you feel the keyboard has a smooth, effortless feeling, easy on the knuckles? That's a good question, Shania. I don't know why I want to keep saying Shania. I have to keep remembering Shania's pain. Do I feel like, let me get my face out. Do I feel like when I'm addressing a human, I like to speak to them as a human? So part of the question I'm inferring is that like, also was there like a growth, like a difficulty to the keyboard? And my answer was like, it took a day or two and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to type on this. And like after like a half a day, I was like very warmed up to it. And so that was really good. I'm like really fortunate. I don't have like, I know like a lot of people that sit at the desk, I have like back pains and like carpal tunnel and wrists and like, so I don't pay attention to that stuff very much, but I have used keyboards that have been like a pain for me in some capacity where I just don't feel comfortable with it. This feels great. And for what it's worth, I'm used to working on just like a MacBook Pro. So that translated pretty easily. So I don't know, hopefully that kind of answers the question. I don't want to just say yes because that's just going to sound like a salesy like answer, but like, so that's my long way of saying yes instead. It does feel effortless. Especially now, I've been using it for months, but I would say like after like a week, a couple days, I was like pretty second nature, and switching between like the MacBook and the keyboard maybe takes like 2 minutes. Every once in a while I'm like, oh right, that's not where that key is. but for the most part, super effortless. Oh, you got the knob, Checo. Sick. I really want the knob. I really do. I just don't know if I need another keyboard. I really want that. Congrats. Thanks for signing the order. We'll make sure that we get something in there for you. That's exciting. Speaking of nice orange keys, I think they're like upgrading about it. You should check out all the updates in the blog that they've like they post a lot of like information about how they've been like improving the design over time too, because like there's been delays and stuff, so they upgraded like the knobs to like brass instead of plastic or something. There's like a bunch of stuff they keep upgrading. It's really nice. Interesting. I haven't heard of whites, I don't think. Me neither, Jensen. If it's anything like the MacBook, then I'm sure it's amazing. Thank you. Also, I gotta ask again, can I email you guys about making a connection? My team would be thrilled. Yeah, totally. You can email Mike, or you can just DM the Work Louder account. I see you're on Instagram. So you can just like DM the Work Louder account, and Mike will see it. I'll make sure that he does. I'll send him a message separately, but like, he's really good at responding, and I'm sure he'd be hyped to hear whatever connections you have, Shania. So please do. Check it out. Cool. Yeah, check it out. Be sick. What does the keyboard sound like? A smiley face. That's so cool. Your name is just a smiley face. Wow. I'm perplexed by how you just have a smiley face for name, but I'm gonna go with it. It sounds like this. I don't know what people look for. Do they like the spacebar being touched? Shift. That's what it sounds like. I believe we describe it as thocky. Is it mechanical? Oh God. Yeah. Right. I don't know if keyboards are gonna get stumped. Is it a mechanical keyboard? The answer is yes. Yeah. It has like Gatreon switches in it. Custom ones. You can learn more about it. Let's pull up the site. Let's do it. We click this button, we go back to here, and then we go to the internet, and we go to the Nomad, and we type in switches. Look at that, mechanical and hot swap. We redesigned our custom keycaps to hug your fingertips even more. Atomic MX Gatreon hot swap switches. I know I take these switches out every time I need to swap the color of the case. Yeah. Ah, Smiley Face. What a cool name. So glad you're here, Smiley Face. Shania, you're welcome. Of course. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being kind. Let me know if you have any other questions about the keyboard or anything. Anything at all. I can tell you about anything. I can speak about anything for hours. That's one of my superpowers. Just talk shit for hours. What are you using to illustrate on? Joy Jutsu. Joy, I am using Adobe Illustrator as a software, and I'm using a Wacom Move Ink to draw on. And I like showing off how thin it is. It's just got one USB Type-C cable here that goes into my laptop, and it displays the display and the functionality all through a cable. It's really nice. I really love it. I was drawing in Photoshop earlier. Now I'm working in Illustrator, and I'm going slow because I'm chatting with everyone, and I'm really grateful for that, but I could be going a little bit quicker. Let me know if you have other questions about any of that. I also have a bunch of shortcuts set up with the keyboard for Illustrator that make my workflow a lot faster. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Agreed. Thought it was an iPad. Yeah, it seems like it's an iPad, but it's not an iPad. It's Wacom. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, Wacom. W-A-C-O-M. They're another friend of mine that I do a lot of work with. So I'm always happy to rep them. It's very cool, but expensive. It is expensive. They have a lot of cool posts, Smiley Face. about why it's expensive. I mean, we all know why it's expensive, right? Quality is expensive, but they're aware that it costs a lot of money, and they speak to that really often, and I really like it. They talk about like the way things are made and how they're made sustainably and ethically, and that, you know, you buy once, you don't buy a million little cheap keyboards and stuff like that. But I'm not here to convince you to buy it, but I do understand that it is a luxury item. But wow, is it pretty, huh? Are they pink keycaps in the works? Shania, I don't know. Right now I'm working on getting orange tips. That's my push right now, is trying to get them to make orange tips. Then I'll move on to pink keycaps for you. But I gotta take care of me first. How does it work? Is it standalone? Sorry, I'm losing track. Oh, Jensen, you must be talking about so this is basically like a drawing tablet that is plugged into my, I don't want to dare move the camera because it's set up so nicely, but I have my laptop just slid away underneath here. And then I also have anyway, it just plugs into my laptop. And then I'm working in Mac OS, and it would work for Windows too. It would just like, it has I'm just working on a computer basically. So I'm on my full like machine that I would typically be working on. I'm drawing, which is a little bit more awkward when I'm in Illustrator, but when I'm in like Photoshop, like doing more like digital painting, it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you were asking about this. So thin. Must be, yeah, it's crazy thin. You just toss it in your bag, and it has a nice little simple carrying case, and it's great for like being on the couch and stuff, because I have like a big Wacom Cintiq. It's like a 27-inch display over at my other desk, but I end up like using this more often than not, just because it's so convenient. It's good, it's expensive. People know which one is which. That's a great way to put it. Super Saiyan Soldier. Research and design has value. Yeah, that's the thing, is like whether or not they're expensive to produce, and I'm sure they are, but like, yeah, they were really expensive to produce the first one. It took them so long to figure it out, and I know they went through hell to get it made, but it was worth it. But I'm sure they're still recouping that cost of just the R&D and getting everything sorted. Well said, Super Saiyan. Just plugs in and mirrors, and yeah, exactly, Jensen. It just mirrors whatever it's plugged into. So if you plug it into a Windows machine, it's just like an extended display, basically. Exactly. I think like Microsoft Surface and stuff like that, it would be a comparable thing. Maybe I could be wrong even about that, but yeah, it extends the display. So I still have my display up top, and then I still have mine down here, and it extends it. Or you could mirror it if you wanted. And then it just has like pressure sensitivity. I mean, the main thing, like again, when I'm in like Photoshop and I'm like doing more drawing stuff, it has like all pressure sensitivity, and I can like draw real light, and I can draw real thick and all that. That's where it really comes in handy, like when I'm sketching. But right now I'm just doing like these vectors in Illustrator, which is a little bit less like drawing and a little bit more like building shapes. But I still really prefer, I just like working with a pen in my hand rather than a mouse. I don't have an order. Can I still get a gift? No. I wish you could. I wish we all could, but the answer is no. No, with a smiley face at the end of it. Sean. But I'm happy you're here. I'm grateful for you to be here. I'm grateful for you to leave a comment that isn't hateful. Nobody has yet, but last stream a couple people said some weird shit, which is fine too. It's the internet. It's funny. But always grateful for nice people. Thanks for being here, everyone. Keeping me company. Joy, for beginner artist designers, would you recommend Photoshop or Illustrator? Eventually learn both. Joy, I would absolutely... I really put them in two different worlds. For me, I think of Illustrator as building stuff and Photoshop for drawing things. As it pertains to, well, artists, designers, let's go with illustration for the time. I'll address you directly as well. So I've been an illustrator for 15 years, 10 years fully independently, and design, motion graphics, illustration, animation. I think you're going to want to learn them both. But just make sure you're learning, like, you don't want to learn Photoshop to make websites, that's for sure. Figma is great for that, or Framer or whatever, or even, maybe even Illustrator. But for art and illustration, I like to do all my sketching in Photoshop, get my ideas out, and then I bring them into Illustrator and build them in Illustrator because I like to construct shapes and move them around a lot, rotate, resize. And then I often bring them back into Photoshop at the end to add like some texture and lighting and stuff like that. That's just for my particular workflow, which I realize I should probably have more of my art around so that you can see it. But yeah, the answer is probably both, certainly. Skillshare is a great way to start learning for really cheap, I think, too. Or YouTube. YouTube has everything you need. Let me know what other questions you all have about anything. Keyboards, shortcuts, Photoshops, illustrations, skateboarding, music, water, tying ropes, lettering, fonts. Oh boy, who doesn't love to talk about fonts? You don't need to look at me anymore. You look at my screen. You're welcome, Joy. Let me know if there's other questions. I don't know how well I answered that. It's a tough one to answer concisely, but learn them both. You won't go wrong with Photoshop or Illustrator, that's for sure. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Adobe wins. Adobe wins. They take over the world. And that's fine by me. Joy, you didn't ask for this advice, but I'm giving it to you. And one of my goals in my career is to tell people that you don't have to be really good at drawing to draw. You don't have to have like a natural knack for any of that type of stuff. You can learn it just by doing. Just play, experiment, have fun, and you'll learn. Don't be intimidated. Do you have any good resources to get started with Illustrator, Photoshop? Shania, my plug is that I'm a Skillshare top teacher, and I do like Skillshare, genuinely. I also am affiliated with them in that like I teach courses on there. I don't get money if you teach somebody else's course, obviously, but I think YouTube is absolutely 100% a viable option, and it's such a great entry-level way. Skillshare is just like, if you just stick with like the top-rated courses and like staff picks and stuff like that, you also like, you just have like that much more quality control over it. I would just stick with those two for now: Skillshare and YouTube. And you just start with like beginner stuff. And it's not too bad. I'm learning new software right now. I'm learning a software called Rive, and I'm feeling like, oh, this is what it's like to learn new stuff. It actually is kind of difficult after all, but it's possible, and I'm using Skillshare to learn it. And you can sign up through my website if you want. If you go to my site, you probably can find a referral code if you want it. My site is bone.house, or you can just Google Kirk Wallace probably. But that's all. You didn't ask. I'll have to check out your course. Shania, no pressure. But if you want to learn from me, you can. You can get a free trial for Skillshare. If you go to my site, somewhere down below, somewhere, there's like workshops. I think I have this one that goes to my course. And then you can find the other courses because this one, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you can sign up for free through that. Just get a free trial, and then you can always cancel it before like the payment happens, and you get 30 days for free where you can just take a bunch of courses. That's what I always do. What's a cheap but still decent drawing pad I could get for learning how to draw and sketch? Jensen, I would say you'd probably want to get a Wacom Intuos. And it is, I think, pretty affordable. Like, because an iPad's expensive. An iPad's a great way to start drawing. Also because you end up with an iPad and you can watch movies and stuff on it, and that's sick. So an iPad is a no-brainer, but they're super expensive at times. An Intuos, I think, let's see, maybe medium wireless. Even this is, $130. It's much more affordable than like an iPad. The only thing with the drawing tablet like this is that you're looking at the screen and you're drawing separately, and it's a really kind of weird thing to get used to, but you can totally get used to it. What I'm using is a Move Ink, and I feel like this is the next cheapest as far as like being able to draw on the screen. Screens. Maybe they have. I think it's. They might have the one. Yeah. I really like Wacom stuff. There are cheaper ones. There's one called like Xsense or like XSENSE or something, which seems totally good. I've never used it. I really love Wacom and back them. And they don't really make any wrong moves. They're kind of like the leader. But you can find like Huion, Huion or something. They make cheaper versions of them, but I don't know if I would go with that. I would just go with like something cheap on. You can also find like secondhand eBay. I feel like a lot of people buy these and then don't really use them. You might be able to find secondhand and stuff like that. But I would honestly just basically just like start on Wacom and then just like look at the range of prices and know what you want to pay and know that you're going to kind of get like the industry standard for that cost. If you want to draw on the screen like I am, you're probably spending a couple $100, maybe $300 or $400. If you want to do the thing where like you're drawing like it's a mouse pad but you're looking at the screen, that you can probably get away with for $100. There you go. Christov's got some recommendations, which is totally good too. Or of course, it's great. I agree. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat a little bit here. It's cool. I like it. Keep going. Guide tutorials. I agree. I started practicing playing in Procreate. I want to take it seriously because it's gotten better. Yeah, Procreate is like been such an accessible way for people to get into like drawing and illustration, especially digitally. Cool. Do you referral code for Wacom? I don't. It's funny. I'm sure I can get one. Maybe. I should ask them about that. I work with them really frequently. Joy, what I would say is if you want to just DM me, I'm BONEHAUS Bonehouse on Instagram, or you're on TikTok, but you probably can jump over to Instagram. You can DM me and ask me, and I can try to see what I can do for you later as far as that goes. Thanks so much for the tip, Shania. I have to head out. Nice to meet you too, Shania. Thanks for being here. Yeah, reach out to Mike. Mike's really, really, really great guy, and so is Mattia, the other co-founder. They're awesome people. So, thanks for being here, Jensen. You're welcome. 66 lyrics. Hello, welcome. We're drawing with the keyboard here called the Nomad by Work Louder. We're also using this for shortcuts. It's called the Micro, Creator Micro, both by Work Louder. And I'm just drawing, having fun. Chatting with people, answering questions. If you have questions, you just let me know. Oh, and we're drawing a tomato soup, I guess, or like, I don't know. I was like inspired by this thing that I had next to me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cute and silly. So we're drawing something loosely inspired by this. It's time to bring color into this, I think, very soon. I'm just going to do doodles for this because I don't feel like doing lettering. So let's just go with this. And you can see watching the Clone Wars series. Oh, nice. Thanks for everything. Have a good night. Jensen, thanks for being here. Thanks for being so cool. I really appreciate it. Feel free to keep in touch with Work Louder and with me if you feel like it. No pressure. But see you at the next stream, hopefully, at least. Enjoy Clone Wars. And good night. I'll be getting off. Oh, wow. That went by fast. I'll probably be hopping off in about 10 minutes, so I'll try to get some color in here just for funsies. See what we can do. And I'll probably bounce. Because it is about 10 o'clock for me right now. So if you have anything else you want to say to me, now would be the time. Who knows when you're going to be able to see me again? The answer is probably soon. Because I'm terminally online. Oh, a little darker red. Let's copy this color palette And just say green, blue, actually maybe green. Where is this? Here it is. Green. Darker green. Oh yeah. Red stripe. Oh yeah. Okay. I lost one of my shapes. I need this shape. Oh, I can scroll. The chat died down. That's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. We're just finally getting some color in here though, so any recommendations, feel free. It's time to start lettering this thing out a little bit more properly. Good soup. Actually, I'm gonna do this like this. Jim just got back from a meeting. I researched aviator cables, and they're just for quick customizability and tangle free. Okay, so the idea is that I'm supposed to be like using this and actually taking it apart more than once in my lifetime. All right, I'll look into it. I still feel like we all agree it's mostly just to look cool though. Also tangle free. I will say the tangle free is really nice about this. I love that you researched it. That's funny. Welcome back from your meeting, Jim. You didn't miss too much. We had a little bit of a quick convo with a bunch of people at one point. That was fun. A little flurry. I'll be wrapping up pretty soon. Copy, paste in front. Hold down shift, grab that, and push F3. Ekans, hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to being here. We're just drawing using WorkLouder's Nomad keyboard. And also the Creator Micro over here, which I'm mostly using just to switch. But you can also use it for a bunch of other stuff too. What brings you here? I should also see if you're on TikTok or Instagram. Jim, it'll blow my mind if I don't check what it's for. My gosh, Jim, I'm realizing more people are like me than I realize. There's a lot of us. We are strong in numbers of people that are kind of a little bit crazy. Chuck, hi, welcome over in TikTok. Swix, how's this for video editing? Been thinking about getting it. Swix, are you asking about the keyboard or about the micro? I can talk about both, of course. By the way, bottom cam maybe a tiny bit out of focus. No, you're not being rude. No, it's because it's on autofocus. Sometimes it's grabbing my hand, sometimes it's grabbing the screen, sometimes it's doing a little bit of both. But fair enough. I'm totally not being rude, and thank you. But I think it can get sharp sometimes. Let's see. Let's see what we can get it to focus on to prove its strength. Yeah, like with that purple cable. Keyboard specifically. Video editing, yeah, totally. It's great. I mean, mostly like the shortcuts are basically, it's great when I'm doing, I use Final Cut Pro, I use Premiere sometimes, and I use DaVinci Resolve, sometimes as well. But I like to use zoom in and out of timeline really nicely in Final Cut with a knob. Undo and redo pretty frequently I'll use. And then sometimes I'll like use for I forget what it's called, not trimming, like sliding a clip forward and backward with another knob. And then some of the more complex like hand claw kind of like keyboard shortcuts that I don't feel like pushing, I'll throw onto these lower F4. So it's really handy. And then the micro is also very handy for even more of them. Try typing, please. Kim, give me 1 sec. I will. Totally. What camera am I using? I'm using a Sony a6700 with a really low f-stop on the lens. I don't know a ton about cameras. Using DaVinci, yeah, I think DaVinci, they even have like some presets for it. I think with the Creator Micro especially. I know a lot of people use DaVinci Resolve and really enjoy the work louder stuff for video editing. I would say video editing is probably the thing I haven't dove the most into, but like I'll show you. I was working on this the other day of like just trying to figure out what. I even like installed like a little keylogger on my machine to figure out which keys I use the most in each program, based on like the darkness of the tint, and was trying to like really figure out what the perfect combination of shortcuts for Illustrator and Photoshop and Final Cut would be, as well as like Adobe Animate, and like still working. I'm always like working it out. I keep like redoing this every year, like what the perfect combination is. The trick is for me not to try to pack too many shortcuts into one little thing. So lately I've been like letting my keyboard be most of my shortcuts and then having more of the complex things that I don't do as often over here on the micro. But, you know, you customize it exactly how you want to customize it. Kim, sorry, it took a little while, but let me type for you. Hi, Kim. Nice to meet you. Hope that was good for you, Kim. Totally love your products. You guys ship internationally? Mac? Yes, we totally ship anywhere in the world. Absolutely. Swix, I've been curious to see how far y'all came from the concept. Definitely plan to pick one up soon and keep it the amazing work. Thanks, Swix. Yeah, they're doing great. For what it's worth, I am just the designer and illustrator that works with Worklouder sometimes, so don't want to take credit for all the work that they're doing. I'm just streaming to show off the way that I use the keyboard, but I love it very much. So, I mean, if anything, take the word for me as somebody that's not working directly for the company. I really, really like my keyboard for all the things that I use it for. As well as just like daily driving and just like normal stuff as well. So I'm glad that you're digging it. And I don't think you'll find any shortcomings as far as using it for video editing. But if you end up with more questions, you can always ask. You can always DM the account too. Really good at answering. Mac, I don't know if you caught me quickly saying it in between, but they do ship internationally. Yes, they ship anywhere in the world. Where are you at? Where do you need this baby shipped to? And which one is it that you're looking to get? And I don't say that with pressure. I say that with genuine curiosity. Somebody picked up the black Nomad earlier tonight, and I was so jazzed up for him. Scrumptious tomatoes, good soup. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. This will be green. I'm getting warm. Getting ready to wind down, everybody. So, if you have anything you want to say to me, hurry up, because I'm gonna go soon. Got a very patient dog here in the studio that's probably ready to go to bed. Oh, excuse me. I'm yawning. Now that I've put the idea in my head that I'm tired, I guess I'm just tired. Goalkeeper, it's so good. Are you talking about the keyboard? I bet you're talking about the keyboard. Your artwork is awesome, dude. What's your handle? Chuck. That's so nice. My handle is Bonehouse. Bonehaus. You can also probably just search Kirk Wallace and maybe I'll come up. But it's there. It's I'm pointing my mouse like you can see, or maybe you can see. But it's right where the guy's eyeballs are. Bonehaus. If you want to look at my work, you can. Thanks for saying those nice words. Seriously. Very nice of you. You're welcome, Chuck. See you on the internet. Feel free to message me anytime. If you got questions about anything, doesn't have to be about work, doesn't need to be about anything. Just here to be kind. I'm gonna give him a little piggy nose. It's scary. I'm gonna bail on the piggy nose, give him an L nose. There we go. All right, everyone. I feel like we did it. I think we're gonna take a break. In just a second. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. That might be it for me, everybody. Let me find a way to switch back to my face so I can say bye to you all. That's it. I don't know how many people are watching. Doesn't matter. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's very nice hanging out with you. Drawing tomato soup. I was working on the Work Ladder Nomad. If you're interested, go to workladder.cc and check it out, or just click the avatar that you're watching this live from and learn more about it. I've been using this keyboard for 6 months or so. I really love it. And if you ever want to DM me about questions of it, you can DM me, or you can DM Work Louder. We'll answer any of the questions. And that's it. It's time to go. Good night, Chuck. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. See you soon. We'll do another stream soon. We're streaming pretty frequently with different artists, different designers, video editors, all different types of people. So stay tuned. You'll see us pop up again soon in your feed. All right. Later.